Hey everyone, this is George. I'm back with a new cool finds video. Lots of pretty awesome stuff to talk about and share with you all, so I hope you enjoy. So the first item I found, I was really psyched. I couldn't believe it when I found it because I've been looking for it for a while. I have the other ones in this particular series of figures, and I've been looking for this one. This was the last one, and when I found it, I kind of did a double take because I literally walked right by it and I couldn't believe I found it, but it's Usagi Yojimbo. And I think this action figure is really awesome. I'm a big fan of the TMNT toys. I had stopped collecting these, but when I saw their samurai line of figures, I went ahead and started picking them up. And this was the last one that I needed, and I couldn't find it. Of course, you can find it on eBay, but I didn't want to pay eBay prices for it. So when I was at a Ross department store, I was in like the toy section. I always check it because you find weird stuff there. I got it for $6.99, which is kind of more, that's closer to retail price, but I think this one's harder to find. I know I had a hard time finding. I don't know if you guys do, if you collect these, but I had a really hard time finding this, so I was super psyched to find it. So the next card that I got, I was pretty psyched about. I actually got this at my local comic book shop. They have like a vending machine where you can put in a quarter and it gives you like 10 Pokemon cards, and it's actually this Moltres card right here. It's a non-holographic card, but to be honest, I actually prefer this version over the holographic card. I think this version looks better, and I really like this card a lot. That's why I got the top loader treatment. I don't know how many of y'all collect Pokemon cards, but Pokemon cards are something I still really like, so when I can, I'll pick them up. And so I got like 10 cards for 25 cents, and this was one of them, so it was pretty awesome. The next thing I picked up, I was at my local resale shop, and I was psyched to find this one. This one's something that I also did a double take for, because when I was a kid, I played this all the time. I don't know how many of y'all have memories of this game, but it's Alien vs. Predator. It's the PC game. This one is something that you would upload onto your computer and you would play with a mouse and, well, mouse and keyboard, I guess. But it was such a fun game, and back in the day, of course. If you play it now, the graphics and everything, it's may not be as fun an experience, but I remember loving this game as a kid, and I'm such a huge fan of the Aliens and Predator franchises. For me, this game was a huge deal back in the day, and I loved playing it. I beat all the levels, I beat it on the hardest modes, and I was just so psyched for this game. So I'm probably not going to play this again. I think this was more of nostalgia, and I just wanted to have it. The case is really nice, the discs are really nice. I just kind of wanted to have it because my version got messed up because I probably played it too much when I was a kid. But I really like this game a lot. I don't know if y'all have any computer games that y'all really liked. I'm usually playing console games, but this is one of the few computer games that I really loved. So that's why I picked this one up. I got it for like $1.99. The next thing I got is a trading card, and it's kind of the man of the hour. It's Thanos, Marvel Masterpieces. And these cards were the bomb back in the day. When I was a kid, these things were like what was hot in the streets. I mean, I really love these cards, and I still think they look awesome. I don't know how many of y'all still collect trading cards, but whenever I find them, I pick them up. I got this one in like an eBay lot where it had like a big box full of cards. I really like this card. Marvel Masterpieces are still awesome to me, and so whenever I see these, I'm going to pick them up. And this one right here is just a gorgeous Thanos card. And I'm really looking forward to the movie. I can't wait for Infinity War. I'm hoping Thanos is as awesome as he is in the comics, so that's why I'm showing this one. The next time I got, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm a huge Marvel fan, and when the movie came out, I knew I was going to get it. It's actually Thor Ragnarok, and I actually love this movie. If you're my friend, I probably talked to you at length about how great and how much I enjoyed this movie. The special features on here are pretty awesome too. If you have the time and you like special features, I think they're definitely worth watching on this one. There's also kind of like a fun skit with the Grandmaster becoming roommates with Thor's old roommate, Team Daryl. That's what it is. It's Team Daryl. So if you like kind of funny stuff set in the Marvel Universe, that one for sure you want to check out. And Grandmaster was awesome. Jeff Goldblum was hilarious as the character. So, I don't know, I love this one. I paid $24.96. I wanted the nicer version, I think the Target exclusive, but they ran out, so I'm still happy with this one. I can't wait to get Black Panther and of course see Infinity War when it finally comes out. But yeah, I'm super hyped for the Marvel films, so that's why I got this one. The next thing on my list is a trade paperback. I don't know if y'all remember one of my previous videos where one of my friends from high school gave me a bunch of his old comic books, or not really old comic books, but his comic books, which are fairly recent, and it had a lot of TPB, so I've been slowly reading through them, and so I got to this one, Superior Spider-Man. I know it's kind of like heresy to say this, but I really like the Superior Spider-Man storyline for the different portrayal, and I don't want to spoil anything. I know some time has passed, but I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there who probably still doesn't know what happens and why this storyline is even happening, so I don't want to spoil it, but it really was an enjoyable read. And for me, what's really cool about this volume is we get to see Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hara has an appearance in this storyline, and I was a fan. I remember having like 10 of those Spider-Man 2099 comics, and I still have a few, and so I like Miguel O'Hara. He appears in here, and it's just a really fun storyline, so I really enjoyed this one. So I didn't want to drop his name here because I don't know if he wants me to, but of course I'm always going to say thanks for that act of kindness, because man, these are super cool and I'm really enjoying them a lot. Okay, now we're on to the comic book portion of this one. There's a lot of different books. The first one's going to be Preacher number 42. I actually picked this up at Half Price Books. I got it for half cover price, which I believe is $125 on this one. And what's significant about this particular issue, it is Preacher. Preacher's on AMC. I think the series is doing well, even though I'm not really a fan of the TV series, but I think it is doing well. This person is Odin Quincannon. He makes, I believe, his first appearance in this issue. So I think this book is probably going to become more sought after. And I saw it there, I got it for half cover price, and I went ahead and picked it up. And so that's why I got this one. I love the Preacher series, the comic books, but not really the show. But anytime I can find the books, I'm going to try and pick them up. And so that's why I got this one. The next thing I found is a Flash comic book. At first, I didn't know if I wanted to keep it or not, but actually it kind of grew on me. I like the cover art, and I got it at a really good price. So that's why I'm going to probably end up keeping this one. But this is Flash number 1, Our Worlds at War. And I got it for 50 cents at Half Price Books. I really like the cover art. I think it's like Jay Lee cover art. And that's why I picked it up, and I got it for 50 cents. So I was pretty happy about that. And so there's, as far as I know, there's nothing too significant about this one. It's just part of the Our Worlds at War storyline. What's really cool about the next book, it's an X-Men book. And what's cool about it is how I actually got it. At Half Price Books, you can buy these mystery comic book lots. They're wrapped in paper. And so in my previous video, what I did is I opened it up and this one was in there. So I was pretty happy to find it. It's actually X-Men number 205. And this one has the Barry Windsor Smith cover of Wolverine, I guess, being mutilated or attacked. But it's a really cool cover, and I was shocked to find it. It's in really nice shape too. Usually you don't find stuff in that nice of shape if it's in like the dollar bin or the quarter bin or whatever. This one ends up being about 25 cents, but yeah, it's just a really cool cover, X-Men book, really nice shape. So I was really happy to pull this one. The next book I picked up is a Walking Dead book. It's actually one of my favorite Walking Dead comic book covers and issues because it's really awesome. It's actually The Walking Dead number 104. What's really awesome about this issue is 1, the awesome cover, and then 2, it's actually Negan versus Carl. And you actually see Carl, he's ready for war. I got this at Half Price Books. I paid $1.50 for it, and for me that was a no-brainer because to me this is just a really awesome book, and I'll try and pick it up whenever I see it. So that's why I got this one. Another comic I picked up at Half Price Books is actually Amazing Spider-Man 546. I really love this cover. This is a Steve McNiven cover. And what's also significant about this is I think it's the first time Dan Slott writes Spider-Man, or maybe Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that's also why this one's significant. But even if it wasn't significant for that, I really love this cover art. It's really awesome. I paid $1.50 for this at Half Price Books, and it's in really nice shape, so that's why I went ahead and picked this one up. The next comic I picked up is Superman number 662. I got this in the clearance section, paid 50 cents for it at Half Price Books. I really like the cover on this one, and the book is in pretty nice shape, so that's why I picked this one up. I don't think there's anything too significant about this one. I just like the cover art, so that's why I grabbed this one. The next books I picked up are Image comic books. I remember I was a really big fan of this series as a kid. I know the hype around it kind of fizzled out, but I think that this book's going to end up coming back. I think that maybe there's going to be like a TV series in the works. Basically, the reason I'm picking up these books are because I think Image properties are usually something that a lot of people are into. I think a lot of networks are probably going to look into Image properties because they can't get like Marvel or DC stuff. So I think their next best thing is going to be Image. So whenever I see Image books, especially early ones that might have had like a movie deal in the past and got fizzled out on, I go ahead and pick them up. And I actually really like this series, so that's why I picked this one up. The first one's Rising Stars number 0, and it has really nice cover art. Rising Stars was a big deal kind of when I was a kid, or I guess high school teenager person. And it's from Michael J. Straczynski, who had an awesome Spider-Man run in the 2000s. So I'm a really big fan of his work, and I really like Rising Stars. So the other book that I got, Rising Stars number 1. I think this is a variant cover. I'm not 100% on that, but I also picked this one up. I'm not sure what the official first appearance of Rising Stars is. It might have been teased, or it might have been previewed in another comic book. But I saw these and I got them for a half cover price, so I went ahead and picked them up. And speaking of Michael J. Straczynski and his run on Spider-Man, the next book I got is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, or I believe 491. Yeah, 491. This comic book has an awesome cover. I think it's a J. Scott Campbell cover of Spider-Man. It looks really nice. I'm pretty sure that's his artwork. But this is also part of the Straczynski run, and it was really awesome. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I got this one for half cover price. It's in really nice shape, so that's why I grabbed this one. So far, all of these have been half price books finds. Here's another half price books one. This is Deathstroke #1. I actually got this run for half cover price, again at half price books, and it has a really cool cover. I think it's a Tony Daniel cover. I've been trying to pick up New 52 books because what I've noticed is people are kind of getting rid of all of their New 52 stuff, so I still think that run was pretty cool, and I'll pick it up when I can find it. And I remember this being kind of a hard one to find. I really didn't see it that often, so I went ahead and grabbed it. The next book I picked up, what's really interesting about this one is, like I mentioned the previous comic that I got, the X-Men 205, I actually got this one the same way in those mystery comic packs, the half price books. I opened it up and I pulled this one out. Now, it's an Avengers West Coast comic book. Those usually aren't very significant, but for me, I'll go ahead and show you why. This is Avengers West Coast number 71, and for me, what's significant about this is the cover. It is kind of an homage cover or cover swipe to the Uncanny X-Men, where it debuts the Phoenix in the X-Men books. And it says 50 cents there, but this was actually a 25-cent book. I just wanted to put it in here so I could show you guys without, damaging the book. But I got it for like 25 cents in that mystery pack, and I'll link the video if you want to see that one. But yeah, that's why I grabbed this one. It's a really awesome homage cover. And while we're on the topic of the X-Men and clearance section books at half price books, I got Astonishing X-Men #2. I love this cover. When I see these, especially at this price, I go ahead and pick them up because I really like this Joe Madureira cover. It's Sabretooth versus Holocaust, and it's a really awesome battle cover. The book itself is in really nice shape, so I was happy to pick this one up. And again, Joe Madureira, he's one of my favorite illustrators. I don't think he does too much comic book illustration anymore, but still, I'm a big fan of his 90s work, and this is one of them, and it's just an awesome Sabretooth cover. Sabretooth is a villain in most cases, but in this storyline, he's a hero, and I really like his character as a hero. And so this is him making kind of his last stand against Holocaust. So it's a really awesome cover, and I got it for 50 cents, so I was pretty happy about that too. The next book I picked up, this is another half price books thing. I really like half price books because you find so many interesting things. You never really know what you're gonna find. I found all kinds of stuff, but I really like this cover. Somebody had dumped a lot of their Batman books, and I went ahead and picked them up. So this is Batman number 38, and what's significant about this is a variant, I believe, and it's the Flash Anniversary variant. So that's why you see Flash running across the cover. But to me, this is a really awesome cover. The book's in really nice shape. I got it for half cover price. So for me, it was kind of a no-brainer, and I was happy to pick it up. It's a really nice cover. The next comic I picked up is another kind of homage cover swipe, but this one's a zombified version. It's actually Marvel Zombies #2, or I'm sorry, this is Marvel Zombies 2 #5 of 5. And this has the Arthur Sudam cover. It's kind of a cover swipe of the old Silver Surfer comic where he's facing off against Thor, and it's super awesome. They're just zombified. But this book's in really nice shape. I really like the cover a lot, and I think I got it for $1 at half price books, so I was really happy to pick this one up. The next book on my list is an old war comic. It's Our Fighting Forces The Losers #171. What's awesome about this cover, if you can't tell already, it's a Joe Kubert cover. Joe Kubert is a prolific illustrator of the past, father of Adam and Andy Kubert. I actually got this comic in a huge lot, like 12 boxes back in the day before I was even doing YouTube videos. I'm not sure how much exactly. It's probably less than 10 cents that I paid for this book in that huge lot that I got. And so this is an awesome Joe Kubert cover. I mean, if you really look at the cover, not only are they being blasted by a fighter plane, they're also on what looks to be a windmill that's burning down. And so, I don't know, it's just awesome. Joe Kubert was so good at depicting action and peril, and this cover is pretty awesome. The next book I picked up is Wolverine #3. I got this at half price books. I actually got it for half of 60 cents, which is 30 cents of course. And it's in really nice shape. I actually tried to sell this on eBay, and for some reason it didn't sell, but it's okay because I actually wanted to keep this one, and I'm really happy to keep it. I'm hoping to find the other 4. It's part of the Frank Miller, Chris Claremont story. It's a 4-issue miniseries. One of my favorite Wolverine stories of all time. If you haven't read it, you should definitely look for it. But it's just a great book, and this book's in really nice shape. It's got a black cover. Of course, there's a few marks on it, but for me, I really like it. I think it's in pretty nice shape, and I'm really happy to have this one. So the next book I picked up is another Spider-Man book. I also picked it up at Half Price Books. It has an awesome Marko Djurdjevic cover. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 645. It's a pretty awesome cover. I really liked it, so that's why I picked this one up. I got it for $1.50 at Half Price Books. Really nice book. Okay, the next book I picked up, I got at my local comic book shop. I actually have two main local comic book shops. My two main local comic book shops are going to be Comic Relief in San Marcos, and the other one that I go to is in New Braunfels. It's Blitzkrieg Comics. I'm usually in San Marcos and New Braunfels, so that's why I dropped by those. But it's actually The Walking Dead number 176. I'm still a huge Walking Dead fan. I love the comics, not so much the show. I kind of fizzled out on the show, but it's a really awesome book. Those of you who read Walking Dead know what I'm talking about. I really like the new direction they're taking. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it's interesting to see where they go from here, and I like this new storyline, so that's why I picked this one up. This one may also be significant. I think it may be the official or the first full appearance of a major character's child. I don't want to give away too much more than that, but I will say you might want to look into this one also. So Walking Dead number 176, I did pay full cover price for this one, and I did get it at Comic Relief. The next book I picked up, this one I got at Half Price Books. It is an awesome cover. It's Supergirl number 2. And those of you who know me know that I'm a huge Michael Turner fan. This is a Michael Turner cover, a Supergirl Michael Turner cover, which for me makes it even more awesome. So I really like this cover art a lot, and that's why I picked this one up. Michael Turner has passed away, so this is kind of the only artwork we're ever going to have of his. And so whenever I see it, I do pick it up because I'm still a big fan of his. The next book I picked up, another Half Price Books find. It's actually Paper Girls number 1. I really don't know much about this series at all. I got the book for $1. But I thought I heard there was some sort of heat around this book, that it was in demand. I do believe this is the first printing, and it is in really nice shape. So like I mentioned before, whenever I see Image books, I'm willing to take a chance on them just because I think Image properties are going to go places. A lot of people love Image books, and I think movie studios and such are trying to migrate towards like Image books. So whenever I see Image books, especially at a good price, I go ahead and pick them up. Even if I don't know much about the series, I'm definitely willing to give it a chance. So that's why I grabbed this one. So like I mentioned earlier, I went to Half Price Books. It looked like somebody dumped all of their Batman collection, or got rid of a lot of it, because the next books I got are Batman books, and they're really awesome. They're Matt Wagner covers. The first one's going to be Detective Comics number 647, and I really love that cover art. I'm not sure why this one's significant. This one is maybe like a Batman key issue or such. I'm not sure why exactly. The other one I picked up that I really like a lot also is Detective Comics number 649. I also really love that cover art. I got them both for half cover price at Half Price Books, 75 cents each. They're in really nice shape too, and I just really love the cover art. So even if they weren't significant, they're still books that I'm really happy to pick up. Next book I picked up is Rocket Raccoon number 1. I really love this Scotty Young cover art. I'm a big Scotty Young fan. I like his artwork a lot. But I'm also a Rocket Raccoon fan, and I was really happy to pick this one up. I got this one for half of cover price. I'm not sure if there's any significant or first appearances in this one, but I really like the cover art. So that's mainly why I grabbed this one. The next comic I picked up, I got this for free at my other LCS, which is Blitzkrieg Comics in New Braunfels, Texas. And it was a Halloween Comics Fest book. He actually still had a bunch of them just in a box. He's like, if you want them, you can take whatever you want. So I went ahead and picked this one up. It's actually Baby Teeth number 1. It doesn't have the sticker or anything. Some comic book shops will like put stamps or stickers on there. I actually prefer them without the stamps. And so this one's in really nice shape. I think Baby Teeth is kind of like an under the radar, maybe a book that people are looking for. And I got this one for free, so I was really happy to pick this one up, and it is in really nice shape too. The next book I picked up, I got this one at my San Marcos LCS, Comic Relief. It's Kick-Ass number 1. When I heard there was going to be a new Kick-Ass and Hit Girl series, I knew I wanted to read those because I'm a big Kick-Ass fan, big Hit Girl fan. I like that universe, and so when I saw this one, I knew I was going to pick it up. I don't know if this is this character's first appearance. It's a different Kick-Ass, as you can see on the cover. And I'm not sure if this is the first appearance of this character or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. So, paid cover price for this one. I got this one at Comic Relief, and really awesome cover too. So this is the last item. I kind of wanted to leave on kind of an unexpected note. I wanted to end this with something that people probably didn't see coming, but actually, this book has an awesome cover. It's Aliens, Colonial Marines number 1. Got it for 50 cents, but just look at that cover. It's a really awesome cover. I love the artwork, and so I don't think there's anything too significant about this. In the 90s, aliens were huge, and I'm still a really big fan of them. I love Dark Horse Comics for going all out on licensed properties, because without Dark Horse Comics, we probably wouldn't even have like Aliens and Predator books. They may have not gone any further than their original feature films without the Dark Horse Comics. I really think it helped grow the fan base of Aliens and Predator. And for me, one of the most awesome series that came out of the Dark Horse line was the Aliens Colonial Marines books. And so this is a really good storyline. It's a 12-issue miniseries. If you can track them down, it's definitely something you probably want to read, especially if you're an Aliens fan. But for me, I grabbed this one specifically because I love the cover art. It's just an awesome cover. And I got it for 50 cents. The book is in really nice shape, despite what the bag looks like. The book itself is in really nice shape, so that's why I grabbed this one. That one's kind of unexpected. I don't think anybody really saw that one coming. Who ends with an alien book? But I did. I ended with an alien book, and this is one of my favorites. It's a really awesome cover. So that's it for this Cool Finds video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing these videos. I'm working on a lot of really interesting different things. I'm hoping to try new stuff, and I'm really excited about that too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you have your own channel, feel free to leave it in the comments, because I actually watch other people's videos a lot. So I just want to say thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate your support, and as always, thank you for watching.